for the second time in about 3 days, I get to see your beautiful face again, Harley, because Walsall have made another signing.
I know, two in a couple of days. Well, the plan was that Walsall weren't going to announce a player at least for a few more days, and we could get a bit of a break. We were going to spread out these videos.
Yeah.
They've not gone according to plan, have they?
No, I mean, like, what's going on with the planning here, Walsall? All right, it's disgraceful. No, I think it's quite, for me, I'm quite glad that we're getting players in early, like all jokes aside, because I think one of the things for Flynn is that he wants people bedded into the squad and the unit. So the quicker players are in, the quicker. I mean, I don't know if Willmott's cup tied. That probably, but I mean, if he is, then obviously it gives him a couple of weeks with the squad to get ready. If not, then he may be on the bench on Saturday, Sunday even, because we're playing Sunday, because of having 9 substitutes on the bench. So yeah, I think getting players in early is quite a big thing for Flynn. But what do you generally make of the signing?
My kind of first thought was underwhelming. I was kind of, I think we both kind of spoke about this and said we were kind of expecting something more, but I don't hate the signing. I think that I think what it is he's worked with Flynn a lot at Newport, and he was a utility man, and I think Flynn likes to have characters that he can rely on. Good people around the dressing room. A man who can kind of play anywhere across the pitch and put in a shift. I think that's the type of player he likes to just have in his squad, just to fill it out a bit, just so he knows he's got reliable people. So I think that aspect, I do like it because I think it adds an element of protection, really. But I don't see really what he offers beyond plugging gaps.
Yeah, I think yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think for me, the it'll be a good signing if I think that's the thing with him. I think it's a good signing if Wilmot's not starting every week. I think maybe until we get a more permanent right wing back, I don't mind him starting there.
Yeah.
Um, he has got a good work rate, which you need in that position. And going forward, we all know how well he can cross the ball, and that's pretty much the top thing that Flynn was saying is good attitude, like you said, utility player, good crosser of the ball. So I think as cover for right wing back, great. Cover for other attacking play out on the wing if we're changing up formation, again, great. I don't see him starting, but I think it's a good deal if Archer goes. Archer. That's because we were talking about Archer. It's stuck in my head. If Danny Cashman goes back to Coventry, for me, I don't see the point in having a couple of these players in the squad.
No, I agree with you there, and I think Cashman will probably end up going back. I think we could look back on this and go, that was quite an inspired signing. A little kind of loan to the end of the season just to kind of help out. But that's if we get players through the door of proven quality, and he's just another kind of player in the squad. I think just someone to help out. I think then we could look back on it and go, yeah, that was actually, I see what he was doing. That was a good idea. So I think it all hinges on what else he's got planned for the rest of the window. But
Yeah, I think both in and out because Wilmot can play across the midfield and at wing back. You know, is is there been a hiccup with Labadie? We don't know. What's the situation regarding Sam Perry? Are they going to try and get him out on loan? There's other players, and also with Riley. I think Riley was that utility player that Flynn really wanted that could
yeah,
really fill in pretty much anywhere. How long is it going to be until he's back? I think these are the sort of questions that we don't know yet that would that we will know by the end of the month when we do our sort of roundup and we know exactly where everyone stands, where he's going to fit in a bit more.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a bit of a kind of a building process in January. I think it's just kind of Flynn identifying weaknesses and just kind of starting to put the little kind of pieces of the puzzle together just to kind of help the squad out. Because he tried to do that in the summer, and obviously we know how kind of that went with injuries and stuff that were beyond his control.
Yeah.
So he's kind of having to do the same again now, just kind of fix the areas that aren't working as well as they could do. So in that respect, I'm happy with it. And if he can put a good ball into the box, the only thing I do think about that is who does that ball go to? If you put it,
Yeah.
are we going to go for a target man? Is that the kind of what he's thinking with that
I mean, I also
potentially?
think I don't necessarily believe it needs to be a target man because, as we've seen with Johnson, it it's just getting the ball into that area. But then
Yeah,
if Johnson doesn't stay, as the rumours are sort of growing that he won't, who is that player? But
yeah,
I think overall, I'm quite pleased with the transfer as a whole because I think it's a sign of things that are going to come both in and out. And also, as well, that we haven't mentioned is Newport said he's got a good, or Newport fans have said he's got good set piece delivery, which with the defence and the height that we've got in defence in the box, and potentially if we chuck low in the mix, good ball delivery. We have got height in both, obviously both boxes, but going forward, that I think the likes of Daniels and Month should be scoring a couple of goals a season from sort of headers or like set pieces from corners or free kicks.
yeah. I think he does offer something that we don't already have, and I think it is kind of important to say with the kind of five substitutions. Flynn likes said he likes to keep a big squad. So I
Yeah,
think having that kind of man who can go and offer something a bit unique from a set piece or put a kind of is like a kind of a specialist in crossing, having someone like that to come off the bench is never a bad thing.
no, not at all. I think yeah, good squad depth player if he's used that way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm just going to look actually before I try and make this point uh, of who was on our bench against.
The only concern I have is that I wouldn't want him starting at right wing back because it is a very kind of mobile job and he's 32. So, yeah,
Yeah,
his legs will be starting to go if they haven't already.
yeah. Uh, Scrolling back through, where's this bench? So obviously Perry is now officially recalled, so he's one of those players that might be making up the bench. I think there's something to do with players who like when their loan expires. I think obviously if there was no recall clause in that, yes, he can come back and train with the squad as he did, but he might not be able to like play until the loan's
Yeah.
expired. I think that's the ruling behind it, but I'm not because I've seen that on a couple of clubs actually that across the board they've um yeah right. So on the bench last game was Barrett, who's a goalkeeper, Wilkinson, Comley, Earing, Cashman, Allen, and Mayer. Now Mayer's not really played that much. Cashman does barely comes off the bench. I kind of look and go, he could be a good squad player off the bench in
Yeah.
that as it's set, in my opinion.
Yeah. It feels a bit Lee Tomlin-ish. I'm gonna put that out there. Like he's kind of
Okay.
someone who Flynn knows,
Yeah.
and someone who with experience, and someone who offers something different. I mean, Lee Tomlin turned out to not be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, he had his moments, but he turned out to not be what we wanted. But
If he was
he did offer something different.
even if he was like 20% fitter than he was, he would have been a
Yeah,
great player.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's the kind of. I think every manager does the exact same thing, where they always, at some point in the season, whether it's the beginning or the middle, they'll bring in someone who you know everybody thinks is done, just because they want that experience in the dressing room. And that is something that we did lose when we sent Peter Clark out on loan. Is we did lose a kind of a leader in the dressing room, someone with a lot of experience, who's played hundreds of games. It's not a bad thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Daniels is quite experienced,
Yeah,
and we said that
and
Kinsella is, and Williams.
yeah,
But
and
there's
Williams.
obviously you also want people there on the match day squad that because you'd also say Labadie is, but he's not in and around the
Yeah,
squad. And Riley, again, another player that's sort of quite League Two proven. But I think this is someone that's known Flynn for not just a few years, but a very long time, and has known
yeah,
Hatswell a very long time. I think he said 14 years on the
yeah.
like. It's yeah. So I think there's no bad thing in having that. My my final point is going to be something that I would like to quote at Harley Sheldon um, mentioned in a previous video that in Flynn we trust in with these
Mm,
signings that he's got more right than he's got wrong. So
yeah,
I think that's the other thing that we're both going. Well, a couple of the signings over the summer were okay, but they've turned out to be good
yeah,
players. So
yeah. I think that's I kind of we kind of spoke about this when it was announced, and we were both a bit like, I'm not sure about this one. But yeah, in Flynn we trust, and if that's what he thinks we need, then that's what we need. Yeah, who who better to tell us what we need than the manager?
exactly. Um, no doubt we will be speaking within the next few days. I think if someone like Cashman goes back, we're not going to do a video dedicated to that. We'll round up a couple of maybe outgoings
Yeah,
as a video. But always a pleasure to talk Walsall, especially when it's players coming in. And yeah, who knows when we'll next meet again?
exactly. This is it. I mean, this is the surprise of the January transfer window is that we never know when we're going to see each other next. It
No,
could be tomorrow. It could be deadline day.
could be very well. Well, I'm pretty sure the whole Johnson thing will no doubt rumble on in the middle of the month. So
Very,
yeah, that'll be. Although we might not want to talk about that, we might just want to forget it's all happened.
great point. Yeah, we might just want to like bury our heads in the sand.
Yeah, yeah, just yeah. Oh god, I don't even want to predict where he's going. Right?
We'll
Oh,
leave that one for another time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see you on an undetermined date.
we'll see you soon. I don't know when soon is, but soon it will be.